As the Central Bank of Nigeria amplifies its efforts to unify the exchange rates, Access Bank says the Naira closed at 386 Naira 50 kobo to the greenback, with transactions executed as high as 391 Naira and 45 kobo. Olugbenga Sonaike is a fixed income trader at Access Bank. He joins me to discuss what's at play in Nigeria's money market. Olugbenga, a pleasure to have you join us for this conversation on CNBC Africa. So first, I'd like to take you up on the many angles that I have heard to conversations on the CBN's attempts at unifying exchange rates across the multiple windows. First, what's your thoughts on the timing of this and how is the market responding to it?
The market is pretty much expecting the unification. It has been what has been announced. It has been what has been talked about. And if I understand correctly, it's also one of the preconditions to some drawdowns of concessionary loans that we have that we're supposed to get from World Bank, IMF. So, to be honest, it's the timing cannot be better. We need this right now. You can see the FX rates are going are gradually inching up. BDC markets are high at 450, 460. So, right now we need those dollar liquidity. We need to be able to unify. We need to be able to have a sense of what the best rate of a single rate for dollar in the economy. So really, it's the best time, and it's a welcome development.
So help us understand the dynamics. There's about 3 to 4 windows that's been talked about, depending on which analyst you speak to. First, we had the first instruction coming to the SMIS window at the close of business Friday last week, and then we had another one close of business yesterday. Help us understand which instruction is specific to which market, and to what extent you think that the CBN is making progress with its harmonization efforts.
So I didn't get the question. Could you just repeat it?
Friday at the close of business, the first instruction by the CBN went to the SMIS window. Did you catch that? And then we had another instruction to another window of the market at the close of business on Tuesday. Help us understand to what extent the CBN has made progress with its unification efforts.
What they're just trying to do is to inch up the rate at which they sell dollars to the real segments in the market. So we saw rates come up to about 386 levels yesterday, at which it sells. So just what they've done is that they have different segments that CBN sells money to, depending on whether it's school fees, it's different requests for bills for collection, for LC payments. So those different windows. What you typically had before, you also had the CBN window, which was CBN official rates was about 381 currently. So what you typically had was that you had different windows for different rates. But what CBN is trying to do is to come up and make all those rates similar to what the INE and the NFX rates. So you have your INE rate about 386 and your NFX about 387. So those rates are trying to climb up to meet those rates. So by the time, what you also tend to see is that gradually, we also see those NFX and INE rates go up, because at this current rate, you're not seeing a lot of inflows coming into the economy, because what people are saying is that, what foreign investors are saying is that those rates are typically not reflective of the general sentiments of what their calculations or what their estimations of the Naira should be at against the dollar. So we still expect a lot more inching up of those rates, to be probably typically maybe about 400, 399, 390 levels. So those rates will continue to inch up, as CBN also looks to get more revenues, more Naira revenues for their dollar sales and so on. So really, it's when you look at CBN SMIS, you look at invisibles, you look at rate at which they sell to SMEs, you also look at PTA rates. So those are the rates they're just trying to harmonize as a general sense.
Okay, so let's go to the banks now. Aside from the LDR, CRR debits that the bank had to deal with a couple of days back, they also had to take an AMCON charge at the close of business yesterday. How did the market respond to this?
Pretty much, money market is pretty much very tight at the moment. We have seen a bit of bearish sentiments in the treasury bills market, typically because people are trying to sell securities to raise liquidity to meet their obligations. The market is expected to be about more than 350 billion short. So pretty much very tight. Activities that has pretty much almost collapsed activities in the T-bills market. pretty much everybody just trying to sell to cover their Naira liquidity. So we're seeing rates about between 19 and 21% levels, which is very high. It's the highest it has been for at least a while now. So market is tight. Just about 16 billion is coming from net OMO credits tomorrow. So we still expect this liquidity situation to still be this worst up until next week.